Hey friends, welcome to another boss tutorial, the series in which I show you how to fight bosses without getting a single hit. Since Jedi the Fallen Order is still fresh, I wanted to tackle one of the bosses that in my experience gave me tough times, and no, we're not talking about Ogdo. Ogdo is not that difficult. Get good, you plebs. We're actually going to talk about Malicos. Malicos, in my opinion, is the most difficult boss in this game casually, and the second hardest boss in my no-hit runs. Ninth Sister currently being the hardest for me. Wanna know why? Ask me on Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, I stream every day from 10 AM to 6 PM Eastern Time. So if you want to be part of my journey as a no-hit runner and support me or learn the ways of no-hit running, join my community. I need more people like you. Links in the description. Now on to Malicos. There are 4 key abilities that you need for this fight. The Power of Friendship, Delayed Thrust, Precision Evade, and Lightsaber Mastery. For the setup, you're going to have to lower your health by taking fall damage before entering the stage. The goal is to not get hit, so health is not going to be an issue here. Now this is where the Power of Friendship comes into play. Since using our force is vital for this fight, we're going to need to replenish it after we deplete it. Delayed Thrust is going to be necessary to get 5 hits every time in the first phase. Precision Evade will help us with getting some force back, and believe me, it definitely helps. And lastly, Lightsaber Mastery, just to end the fight sooner. With increased damage, you win the fight before you fully deplete all your force resources. The whole idea of this fight is to force push him to lower the block meter enough to deplete it when we parry his attack when he approaches, and then punish. That's it. It's easier said than done, so let's go through some steps. Step 1. After the cutscene ends, get away from him enough to trigger the dash attack, do precision evade into a force push to send him to the edge of the stage, and lower his block meter. Step 2. Position yourself on the edge of the inner circle line of the stage and wait for Malicos to approach. Step 3. When Malicos approaches, if you're well positioned, he will always go for a dash attack. Parry him and go for 3 lights, delayed thrust afterwards, and 1 more light, then back away until you're in the center of the stage. Step 4. Wait for him to approach with a dash attack, do a precision evade into a force push to send him back to the edge and lower his block meter. I think you already get the whole idea of this fight. Step 5. Let's basically do the steps 2 to 4 till you get the second phase. A few notes for first phase. I strongly suggest you give space to Malicos when he's at a third of his health down before second phase, since he will go for range attacks. And if you're close, he will force push you. So by all means, when you have finished doing damage to him, back off a bit more from the center so he doesn't go for force push. Have in mind that he will go for a single bladed dash attack. Just do the same as you would for the normal dash attack. Depending on your performance in the first phase, you might see him do a rock throw. If he does a rock throw, just force push the rock to throw it back at him, and space him out enough to give the block meter time to fully fill up, or you will end up wasting an ability since he will fill up his meter even though you deplete it. For second phase, we're going to have to take down our greed meter a bit, and instead of going for extra 2 hits with the delayed thrust, we're going to just do 3. If you feel super challenged and want to go for 5 hits, then go for it. It's possible, but more risky. Second phase is where you're going to have to get good. He has 4 attacks in which he can initiate with, and you will have to learn how to parry them successfully to no-hit second phase. Step 1. When he throws the lightsaber, sidestep to the right and then roll to the left, or parry the first lightsaber and roll to the left. Precision evade when he goes for the area unblockable, and lastly, go for a delayed force push. If you force push too soon, he will not get pushed back, and will follow up after that. Step 2. Stay in the center and parry his attacks when he approaches. Go for 3 lights and back off. Step 3. Force push his rock throw and force push him again to reset his block meter. Step number 4. Force push him no matter what attack he does. Just remember that if he does the lightsaber throw into unblockable, do the step 1. If he walks towards you for an attack, you're gonna have to predict when he's going to start the animation, or eyeball the distance in which he starts the animation so you can force push him. Doing it too soon will do nothing, and he will just resume to approach you, leaving you in a tough spot. Step number 5, parry the next attack and punish. The rest of the steps, you're going to have to make the executive decision on what action to take. Remember, if you force push his rock throw, you're going to have to back off and give him space so the meter fully fills up, though it could be a bit risky. Or, if you don't want to go for the risky side, force push him again to reset the meter and then back to square one. The timing on parrying and using force push when he goes for one of his 4 melee attacks is going to be the hard part. You're going to have to practice that. My suggestion for when to force push is to be consistent on your positioning and eyeball the distance in which he will start the animation. It's the most consistent way I have found timing wise. Before I end this video, I want to talk a little bit about parrying Malicos. As said before, Malicos has 4 types of attacks that he uses to initiate his move chain. Follow up after unblockable, 2 swing attack, double slash left, and double slash right. Each with their own timings. The first one will always be a follow up after the aerial unblockable. You will see him wind up and pause before attacking. The usual idea for parrying is to press the block button as soon as the attack is about to reach you, but for this attack you're going to have to get a feel on when you should press the block button, which is very shortly after the wind up. The reason for that is because it's pretty hard to react to this attack. The next attack is the reason why I suggest to not move forward and give him space. It's 2 swings back to back. What you're going to want to do here is to stay still before he's about to attack, and when he does, do not parry the first swing. That first swing will miss. Parry the second one. You can see the attack coming from a mile away, so it's pretty easy to time the parry. Just remember to press the block button when the attack is about to hit you. Now for the last 2 attacks, they look similar, but the timing and animation is slightly different. The problem is with the double slash from the right, the front lightsaber will hit you slightly sooner than what you think, especially if you've been conditioned by the slash from the other side, so have in mind when you get the attack from the right. All that said, my biggest recommendation is to time the parry with the lightsaber that's about to hit you first, and you'll be okay. If you need further help on this fight or have a better idea on how to approach it, come to my Twitch. I'll be happy to help you or listen what you have to say. We need more like you. Links in the description. Well guys, this has been it for me. If you enjoyed this video, leave some love by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. I will be working on the Night Sister tutorial, so you will not want to miss that as well. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all on the Realm of Legends. Take care.